Green was on him. Garland the other way. Makes a move. Step back. Triple. Quickly defends. What a stroke. Garland has been a flamethrower with 32 points.
It's a series many predicted would go 7 games, 4-5 in the Eastern Conference. It is tied at 1-1 after 2 games in Cleveland. Chris Miles, Smitty here, Playoff Central Live, right back at you. And, man, what a difference in the 2 games, right? Donovan Mitchell, the first game, 38 points, 30 shots, game 1 loss. And this one, new career high in assists, 13 of those, Smitty, just 17 points on 11 shots. This is a different Donovan Mitchell, and it worked, the game plan for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
It did. I mean, the 13 assists is phenomenal. He still has 17 points. He's going to always have an impact. Doesn't have to have 30 because he's that type of player. And then also you can look at it. Darius Garland had 32. Also has 7 assists. So together they had 20 assists and 49 points. That is huge for that backcourt of Cleveland Cavaliers. And they got off the bench, Karis LeVert, 24 points. But more importantly for that, they defended the Knicks extremely well. Held them to 36% shooting and 24%. And the 2 bigs got on the glass with 13 and 10 rebounds.
You know, Smitty says some things sometimes, and it's just so on point. Cleveland Cavaliers this year, when they hold opponents under 100, 24-1. Add this to that record. But Donovan Mitchell, you know, we got to give him credit. He doesn't wait to put his suit on. And no. I'm coming right to the podium in my uniform after the victory.
Tom, was that the Darius Garland you expected to see?
Yeah, 100%. You know, I think, like I said, you know, to go from your first playoff game, it's easy to set high expectations and come out like basically. I feel like everybody thought he was going to come out last game like he did tonight. You know, you need to go through that. You need to see that, and I think that was what that was, and he came back and responded, you know, and he did it in a lot of different ways, but especially through scoring, obviously, but, you know, he still had 7 assists and still got getting guys involved and, you know, not really forcing the action, you know, 8 of 17 from the field, getting to the free throw line. You know, that's the all-star we all know, and it was great to see. And I told him at the end of the day, like, that's what we're going to need, continue to be aggressive.
The aggressiveness that he showed on that dunk that was probably intended. How about that moment?
Wow. Just the fact that he attempted it. You know, I told him, whatever you did yesterday, treatment-wise and all that this morning, do it again and again and again, because I've never seen him try to dunk on anybody, let alone a 7-footer. So that was impressive.
Chris Fedor, Cleveland.com. Hey, Donovan. What does a night like tonight from Darius tell you or show you?
That I won't say that he's capable, because we all know he's capable, but I think it showed a level of maturity, you know, I think in a lot of different ways to come out and do it the way he did it. You know, obviously he can score in bunches, but, you know, it was really within the flow of the game. Nothing was forced, different things, but, you know, he came out with a purpose, you know, and I think that's something that, you know, I says a lot about him. You know, like I said, it's within the flow. It wasn't like, you know, he was out there doing anything different. It was within the flow of the game, and, you know, it really helped us. And he was also defending. Like, you know, he was guarding, and, you know, he was setting that example for us. And like I told him, you know, these guys follow you in the locker room. You know, you've been here for 4 years. You've been here with this group, and you have a pulse. You have a pulse on this locker room, and you saw it tonight with just his energy level. And it's great to see him do it with a smile on his face and, you know, get out there. But the same token, I told him, this is great. It's over with. We got New York on Friday, so I'm happy for him.
In what way did Karis open up the offense for you guys?
Many different ways. Being able to space the floor. You know, he's been defending this whole year. Like, I didn't know he played defense this well until I came here and saw it, you know, firsthand. Finding his spots, making the right passes, making the right reads, you know, doing things, communicating, talking. He was a big spark for us, obviously having 24 points. But, you know, for him, you know, that's the Karis that's been playing like this since like the past month and a half, whatever it's been. So, you know, like I said, you get it from different areas, and, you know, we take this with us and carry it over to New York on Friday.
Nick Friedel, ESPN. How frustrated or pissed off do you feel like the group was after the way everybody performed on Saturday?
I wouldn't call it, you know, frustrated or frustration. I think, you know, at the end of the day, we did a lot. We didn't do a lot of things that were within our control. And I think that speaks to the maturity of the group because we didn't let it affect us in game 2. We just stepped up, and made those plays. And I think I think we all came in here it was kind of calm, and like, all right, cool, like this is what we need to do in order just to win the game. If we just fix the offensive rebounding, we probably win game 1, so we came in there and put a purpose on that. We played great defense throughout the entire night. So we did it in a lot of different ways, but, for us as a group to come in and after a loss to be composed, calm, and, understand that we can play better, I think that was the biggest thing. I wouldn't say that it was frustration or anything. It was, it happened. We'll fix it, and we got to go take at least one in New York.
Kelsey, The Athletic, going back to Darius, you said yesterday you got a chance to talk with him after practice. How much did you see that conversation really play out into today?
It was just a different look in his eye. I think no matter how good we are as players, sometimes you just need to, hear it. You know what I mean? I'm sure he's heard it from his people, his brother, his mom, and everybody. But sometimes you need to hear that, and that's the case. That was the case for me when I was in his position in Utah. I had many different guys, whether it was Ricky, it was Mike, it was Joe, it was whoever it may be. Just kind of feeding that confidence to me and understanding that. I told him, look, I'll be here, but go do you. Go do you, because at the end of the day, I've played, like I told you all this morning, I've played off ball, I've played on ball, so I understand how to kind of feel the flow of the game and not get lost, but also trying to still have an impact as well. And, like I said, for us to be successful as a team and also for him for the rest of his career, he has to continue to be that aggressive guy, and you saw that tonight.
How did you see how he handled the adjustments that the Knicks threw at him and just kind of the differences from game 1 to game 2?
Like I said this morning, there's just but so many things you can throw at somebody. Understanding who to call up, so you don't get blitzed. Understanding who's switching, understanding who's in drop. Understanding when you just want to attack an ISO, and understanding that, some of the shots you have to hit are going to be contested. There's no such thing as the perfect look, especially in the playoffs. And, he did it in a different variety of ways and was able to adjust on the fly. And I'm always going to be there just feeding him stuff in his ear, understand this is what may happen, this is what may come, this is what's continuously working. And it's not just myself telling him that, you got the coaching staff, you got Danny Green, you got Ricky, and when he's receptive, which he has been his whole career, man, he's receptive to the information and puts it into his work.
Danny Cunningham, ESPN. Karis did a really good job defending Jalen tonight, but how important is it when that's happening for him to also be able to attack Jalen on the other end?
Yeah, it's huge. It takes a lot to be a two-way player like that, to come out there and guard, but then also get up there and shoot efficiently from the field and give us what he gave us. So we don't take that lightly. He's one of the hardest workers. He's in the gym probably 3 times a day. He's a true pro, puts the time and puts the effort in. And it's always great to see him reap the benefits of his work ethic, and to come out there and follow the game plan, continuously do his job defensively, just make it tough, and then to go out there and on the other end and continuously attack and try and score and try and make the right play. It's huge for us.
How in the locker room did you guys take after tonight with how the rebounding went, considering what Saturday was?
Big time, because we know that at the end of the day, we got the stops we needed. We held them to 101 points, but, we just continuously gave them second chance points. You look at the bigs, Jared and Evan, just dominating the glass. And even if they didn't get the rebound, allowing us guards to come in and take a few rebounds. So that's honestly the biggest thing, is just trying to find ways for us to continuously make the game easy on ourselves, because we're the top defense in the league, and, we're that for a reason. But if you give teams 17 extra chances, at some point in time, it's gonna work in their favor. So, like I said, this was great. It's a great performance, but we got to go out there and do it again on Friday in a hostile environment.
Donovan, John Sable, Fox 8, you've been in these playoff battles in your career, and JB talked about how you guys, especially the bigs, took a lot of personally with the rebounding and some of the play. When you see a young team like this overcome that adversity so early and respond that way, as a leader and as a veteran, it's got to make you proud. But it's kind of unprecedented to see that with a young team with very little playoff experience besides yourself and some of the other guys.
Yeah, it says a lot about our character as a group, and even the way we started the game. They came out similar to game 1. We had 6 turnovers in the first quarter, and it wasn't like we just came out firing, but for us to kind of get punched in the face a little bit if they're starting and just clean it up right away. I think that's something that was huge, and, it speaks a lot to the maturity of this group. Like I said, when I first got here, we've come back from double-digit losses. There's certain positions where we shouldn't even be in games to win.